What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, and today, Monster Hunters and Monster Honeys, Duggers and Digettes, we will be fighting the Chameleos in Monster Hunter Generations, of course. Now, the Chameleos is an Elder Dragon, much like the Elder Dragon Teal'stra that we fought yesterday. I did touch on a tiny bit of information in that video regarding the, I guess you call them the Trinity of Elder Dragons, that being the Teal'stra, the Chameleos, and the Kushladaora. The Chameleos is part 2 of that trinity, if you will, and true to form, we are actually going to go from Teo to Chameleos to Kush, because if you wear Teo, you can fight a Teal'stra, okay, and then take his armor and fight a Chameleos with, you know, good form, and you could take Chameleos armor and fight a Kush with good form. Now, I'm doing it like this because out of all the armors, I totally recommend fighting Teal'stra first and getting his armor. Because the only real thing that the Kush has against Teal'stra in terms of his armor prowess is heat cancel. Now, you can gem that in anywhere. You probably have a talisman somewhere that has heat cancel. Bring that heat cancel and you should be okay. The same thing as fighting, you know, Kush or whatever. Kush does have sharpness plus 2, but if you really want that, I guess you can just put that on a grinder set or whatever. Or if you just have like hot-blooded, I think it's the same thing. So, yo, I totally recommend fighting not Kush, but Teal'stra first. Anyway, this is the Chameleos. So let's talk about this man real quick, though. Chameleos' weakness is fire and dragon, and in a pinch, you can get away with some thunder. Now, honestly, it's definitely a 50-50 when it comes to fire and or dragon for the Chameleos. You can bring either or, and you'll be just fine. A lot of the hit zones are very much the same. Certain ones aren't as much, but you know, you'll figure it out once you really get to messing with it. Now, its armor is actually pretty good, though. Its armor is relatively decent. It's not the best in the world. If you remember fighting the Chameleos in Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, everyone noted that its armor was actually very good. There was slots everywhere. It had like 30 skills. It was amazing. It's not that good anymore because this is a high rank kind of thing, but it's still very good. I mean, if you're going to be fighting this guy and you're still you're still low rank, you need some help, I will give you the information in regards to his low rank armor. His low rank armor will give you earplugs and wind resistance low. Not wind resistance high, but wind resistance low. It only has one slot in it as well, so I mean, gemming in that wind resistance high in order to fight Kush will be kind of an issue, maybe. Unless you have really nice talisman, of course. But if you're not, you know, low rank and you're high rank, of course, you can actually do a little bit more with this high rank armor. His high rank armor is like a little bit better in regards to it. It actually has wind resistance high, status 1, and earplugs. Can't get mad at this. That's a pretty raw setup right there. It even has 5 slots. I mean, so yo, you can gem in a completely different skill on top of that. Maybe even get status 2 in there. Status 2, maybe even squeeze high grade earplugs, who knows? You know what I mean? Just max it out real good. He also has an EX variant to his armor. His EX variant is actually very similar aesthetically to the standard. Normally when you wear an EX armor, it kind of looks like the G rank variant of that armor, where in which the Chameleos is not the case. Its GX armor only goes white. Like it's a purple colored thing. Like his armor is normally purple. This time it's just white. Same exact aesthetics, but it's actually a little bit different. Doesn't necessarily fight the Kush too much better, but it has high grade earplugs. Hornmeister, I believe that's the skill called, the one for the hunting horn that allows your, you know, songs to last longer and horns to not break as easy. And it has Mushroomancers. And if I'm not mistaken, everyone loves Mushroomancer because like hella max potions or something like that. I forget. I'm not a mushroom kind of guy. But yo, that's the skills. No slots in it because it's the EX, but that's the armor. Armor's pretty good. Now, to complement the armor, you have the weapon. Now, the weapons for the Chameleos are actually very good. They are poison, of course. They have relatively high poison. There are certain monsters who have higher poison for whatever reason. Like, the Gypceros has, I think, a gun lance with like 50 poison on it for some reason. I don't understand why it's so high, but it is. It's not like that high, but it's pretty decently high. Normally, when you have something that's very high, you suffer with sharpness or you suffer with attack or whatever. Well, Chameleos is that above average on that. Meaning, if it's the standard to have like, let's say 30 poison and only like 180 attack, Chameleos is like, yo, I got 200 with that 30 poison, and his sharpness isn't that bad either. I want to say I'm gonna chalk it up to the fact that it is an Elder Dragon, and because it's an Elder Dragon, it is you know, I guess like a little bit more favored. Granted though, the Raytheon will definitely still give you a run for its money because the Raytheon's poison equipment is exceedingly good. I mean, standard Raytheon is great. What's it called? Dread Queen Raytheon is also really good for the poison stuff as well. So there's a lot of contenders out there for endgame poison weapons. Certain people like myself would probably, you know, shift to Chameleos in some respects and then Raytheon others, but that's just that. I will probably still definitely forever emphatically roll with the Chameleos Greatsword though. It's just better. The Chameleos Gun Lance is kind of iffy. I mean, it has 210 on the attack, but the poison is a little bit less, excuse me, than that of the Raytheon. But I don't know. I'll figure it out. It even has like a lower shot level too. Raytheon's level for the shots is level 3, while the Chameleos is level 2. I mean, that's kind of really buns in my face, but whatever. That's just my own personal qualms with the weaponry. But with that being said, let's actually move over a little bit to you know, what this guy's about. Now, the Chameleos is the Elder Dragon who spits poison everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. It's insane. The amount of poison he will spit out is crazy. People say, well, Giganox was more poison. You must not have fought Chameleos recently then. Because I love the Giganox. The Giganox did shoot out a lot of poison, but the Chameleos actually just expels this for no reason, like all over the place. Now, poison is his #1 main feature, of course. He can actually just shoot poison balls at you. That'll poison you automatically. He can spit down poison balls that actually affect the area that it actually landed in, meaning area of effect poison kind of thing. And when he does that, when he does lay down poison on the ground, he can actually flap his wings to move it towards you, behind him, whatever. He can change the direction in which the poison will sit, and you can still get hit with the poison that way. So it's pretty interesting that he can actually do that. And it's probably what makes him an Elder Dragon. The fact that he can just like lay waste to a whole area with poison and then just transfer the poison from one area to the next just by flapping his wings. Now, another thing that's really interesting about the Chameleos is that it can go invisible. Now, before it can actually do that, it must first lay down the mist. Now, if you look on my screen, it looks like somebody threw a smoke bomb, right? No. The Chameleos itself will actually expel this mist out of his mouth, and using the mist, he's actually able to go invisible and hide amongst, you know, the foliage and everything else, and in plain sight or whatever. But in order for him to actually go invisible, his horn on his head must actually be intact. So if you break his horn, he cannot go invisible. Like, he'll go semi-transparent. You can still kind of see him. He'll be moving around. You can see him when he does it. You can attack him. It's not an issue. But when his horn is actually fully intact, his invisibility is like OD, because you can't actually see him at all. Best you can do is you can hear him. You can actually, if you listen really good, if you're wearing headphones or whatever, you can listen for where he lands or where he's moving or whatnot. Like, I was doing that in the beginning of this video because I knew it was a thing, but I was tripping because I actually had my headphones on backwards. So right was left, left was right. So I was going the wrong way when I was hearing him in certain locations. But you can listen for him. That's one way to figure him out if you really are trying to, you know, locate this guy while he's invisible. But other than that, that's pretty much oh, I can't believe I forgot about this. The most important thing. Chameleos will steal items from you. He will lash his tongue out at you, and he will steal an item from you. A very common item that he likes to steal from you are like max potions, ancient potions, mega potions, just potions. Because he's a dick. Really, he kinda is. So either come here with anti-theft or nothing very valuable, and you should be, I guess, relatively okay. But I think that's everything I can talk about with this guy. I will say, if you're going to use a certain weapon to come here with, I would greatly recommend something a little bit quicker on the heels. I don't necessarily recommend like lance or a gun lance. A bit too slow, especially when he's going invisible and you have to like sheath every 2.5 seconds. So if you can be on par with his speed, sword and shield, long sword, dual blades, great sword even, if you can get away with it and whatnot, then you should be in relatively good hands. Mount this guy, break his face, first thing you want to actually do. He is actually relatively lightly armored, I guess you could say, on his front legs. If you have, what is it? If you have green sharpness, you will bounce on his front legs. But if you have blue, you're in the blue. Oh, is it the white or the blue? The black? I forget. I thought it was the blue. Anyway, with that being said, everyone, that's all the information I got for you guys in terms of the Chameleos. He is an interesting monster nonetheless. A pretty fun Elder Dragon to fight. His gear is pretty good. Some of the best poison, just some of the best. He's a good fun fight. If it came down to it, I would totally make his armor, because his abilities on his armor resonate better with more than just fighting the Chameleos. Excuse me, not the Chameleos, the Custodiora, because a lot of monsters like to flap around with their wings, and wind pressure is an issue. Earplugs is a great thing too. maybe, like, yo, real talk, you can take this Chameleos and, like, make a mock greatsword set. If you can, like, magically get, like, crit draw and focus on here, for whatever reason, yo, earplugs, wind resistance, nothing can stop your onslaught. No Raytheon or Rathlos is safe. Sure, they can, like, light you on fire, but, like, think about it. Anyway, guys, it's been your boy. I'll see you on the next one. The next one we will be fighting will be Kush. Kush will be the third of the Trinity, and honestly, my least favorite to fight. I take that back. Teal'c is my least favorite to fight, but at least Kush has the best armor for, I mean, if you're just like going one side. I mean, it has sharpness +2. Heat cancel's dumb. It has like double poison, and I think like something else. I have the armor, but I really want it so that way I can have a sharpness +2 set that not everybody else had, and I could gem in guard 1, so I can actually lance with him. It looks pretty fine lancing. I like the armor too. It's actually kind of like a metallic. Like the whole thing's like a full body metal armor. Like it sounds weird because armor's normally metal, but imagine like an automaton, if you will, but like completely made out of like solid iron, where there's no gaps or anything. That's what it kind of looks like, I guess you could say, in terms of the armor. I'm kind of, I don't know what to do. I kind of don't want to end the video. I just want to talk a little bit with you guys. So hey, how's it going? How are you today? Yo, how was your day today? How's your day right now? I mean, even like 4 months from now when you're watching this video and we've already moved on to the next milestone, how was your day today? Mine's pretty good. I did a couple errands. It was fine. Kind of hot out though. I live in Texas, so it was like 92 degrees when I was driving. I don't have any AC in my car, so I had to roll the window down. I had to roll it down. It doesn't like electrically go down. My car is kind of old. But yeah, I did that. I don't know. I guess I should end the video. Take care, everyone. It's been your boy. Desire Sensor, made forever be in your favor. Because you're kind of going to need it when you fight this guy, because he doesn't come off the stuff kind of easy. I mean, he kind of does, but maybe I'm just lucky. I don't know. See you in the next one.